the Kimber K6s 357 Magnum target revolver. Let's check it out. Guys, Kimber's known for its 1911s, and they're just beautiful firearms. I mean, I've always admired Kimbers. I own a couple of different Kimber firearms, semi-automatics. But one thing that Kimber's lesser known for is their revolvers. But the quality that they put into their 1911s, I knew that the revolvers were going to be really a cut above. And they are. I mean, they're just beautiful. And it's one of the things that I like is a really fine crafted, beautiful handgun. I mean, there's just something about it. And originally we did a review on the Kimber K6s DCR, which is their deluxe carry revolver. It's a 2-inch 357 Magnum. And guys, it is just one of those guns that you put in your hand and you just admire. But you also want to take it to the range. And so we also have the Kimber Target K6s. And this is a 4-inch barrel, it's double single action, and it really takes you to a whole nother place. And we really appreciate Kimber for sending the K6s Target model, not only just for the review, but also just for the experience. Now, Kimber got its start in 1979 making .22 rifles. They were known to be very accurate, and they had a really large following. The company was actually started by Jack Warren, who came from Australia, and he ended up selling the company and owns Warren Manufacturing, which makes some of the best sights and mounts on the market. Then they began to make 1911s, which they are very well known for, and they have a really nice line of rifles. And of course, they do have some concealed carry options, and now they have their revolvers. Guys, this is a work of art. I mean, it's a beautiful revolver, and yet it has power. That's one of the things about 357 Magnum. It just gives you a lot of capability, and then you can run all the way down to 38 special, even just soft loads. And so you can take someone out, first-time shooter, with something like this and be able to go all the way up the list and really get them accustomed to just learning how to shoot a firearm. And really, revolvers are one of the best things. In fact, my wife, I started her out with a Model 10. After we shot .22 a little bit, and it was one of those guns, all steel frame, which this is, all stainless steel, so it's got a good heft to it. And of course, when shooting 357 Magnum, you're going to find that this has a different kind of recoil impulse, which I like. First off it's just a really smoothly finished firearm. It does have a brushed stainless steel finish. You can kind of see the quality. I mean, it's just a beautiful design, and it's well executed. Let's go ahead and make sure the gun's unloaded. We're going to push in our cylinder latch. You don't push forward, you don't pull back. We have a 6-round cylinder, and it's really smooth. I mean, this thing just glides. And that's the way it is with all the pieces of this firearm. All the controls are just very easy. I mean, it's a really nice push. It's definite. You have your cylinder rod. It is protected completely right there in the barrel shroud. Nice solid lockup. The cylinder has flats on it, and this just makes it a little thinner. So it's going to make it a more of a thin revolver. A lot of times revolvers, because they're completely round, they just kind of have a little bit of a thickness to them. And this makes it easier to wear on a belt, makes it easier to conceal. Walnut grips, absolutely beautiful grips. Serrations on the back strap. It's going to give you a little bit of gripping, and then of course you have finger grooves. This can be changed out to a rubber grip if you choose, crimson trace, whatever. I mean, there's a lot of options. But it's a smaller grip, but it makes you feel like you've really got a good control of the firearm, especially shooting 357 Magnum. And one of the things we'll talk about when we go to the range is that it definitely punches back and there's less muzzle flip. And of course there are a lot of options that you could change this out, even with a larger grip if that's what you prefer. But for this streamlined firearm, I think the grip really fits. This is a double single action, and that means that when you pull the trigger, it actuates the hammer and you fire. Or you can do single action, which you just bring the hammer back. Very nice, lighter, crisp break. And so that's great for target. The double action is great for just pulling it out and being able to fire it immediately. And one thing about revolvers is they're very safe to carry with a loaded chamber. Definitely have firing pin blocks. If you drop it, it's going to be drop safe. Got the muzzle of the barrel right here. It's softened. I mean, all the metal edges are softened. And then it's just one solid piece that comes back, which includes usually a barrel shroud right here. And then of course the top, we have a gutter right here, but we have a really nice adjustable sight on the back. This is fully adjustable. And then of course at the front, this is with the green fiber optic. It does come also in a red fiber optic. So this is actually the Target GFO model. If you want the red, it's just the standard Target model. Now aside from the beauty, the trigger pull is a thing of beauty. We're gonna go ahead and double action first. Very smooth, and then a nice break. Again, very smooth. There is no stacking. You feel the click of the cylinder unlock and lock, and really when you pull that trigger, it unlocks, and then actually right before it locks, right there, man, it is heavy, but it is super smooth. Single action, man, that is super crisp. It's just right on it. I mean, the trigger to me is one of the best revolver triggers I've ever experienced. Maybe aside from a Colt Python, which those things are hand fitted, they're beautiful, but this is just a great trigger. We have our Lyman trigger gauge from Brownells. We're going to check the double action trigger pull. 7 pounds, 11.6 ounces. 7 pounds, 7.4 ounces. Single action, 3 pounds, 4 ounces. I mean, it is beautiful. Guys, this is one of those firearms that you just appreciate because of the quality and the finish. Oh man, I love revolvers just for that reason alone. Now I want to show you the cylinder. It has recessed cylinders. So that means when the rounds go down, they actually go down into the chamber or the cylinder. And what that's going to do is if you have excess pressures, it's not going to be on the outside and you're not going to have a catastrophic explosion on the outside. So it'll contain it in the cylinder, which adds to a safety factor. And two, it just gets it more solid in there, and it allows for the cylinder to ride closer to this back strap and the firing pin. Now to me, one of the big advantages of a 357 is you've got your 38 specials. You can go down to just really mild loads, and you can go all the way up to more high-powered jacketed hollow point self-defense loads. And there's a lot in between. Even with the 38, you got your 38 plus P jacketed hollow points. They're great. But for self-defense, of course, you know, you want a jacketed hollow point. And even 38 plus P is a great round for self-defense. We really appreciate Fiocchi for sponsoring the ammo. We have some 357 Magnum 158 grain, and this is just the full metal jacket. And then we have some 38 special. This is 130 grain, and it's just round nose. So we're going to start out with the 38 first, just to kind of get things started, and then we're going to move up to the 357 Magnum. Now, of course, the easiest way to load is through a speed loader or a strip. The strips are pretty cool, but you just drop down your rounds into the speed loader. And these were sent by Kimber. I mean, they're really nice speed loaders. Once you get your rounds in underneath, just lock it, and it locks it into place. Makes it really fast to reload. Man, it comes back in your hand, but it is soft to shoot. Now, while the fit and the finish and just the smoothness of the action is nice, it translates to the range. You know, we talked about the trigger, and guys, I'm telling you, this trigger is buttery smooth. And it's one of the reasons why Kimbers, you know, cost what they do, is because there's a lot of hand fitting that goes on, especially with the sear and the trigger engagement. I mean, it is a beautiful thing. And if you love revolvers, you're going to be spoiled with the Kimber trigger. I mean, it's just beautiful. And on a target pistol, you really want that. You know, one of the things about the Kimber is you can pull it right out of the box and it has an incredible trigger. The sights, of course, with that target sight on the back and then that high profile fiber optic sight on the front, it just allows you to get right on target. One of the things though about single and double action, of course single action, we're pulling the hammer back and firing each shot. And that's really great for, you know, getting that superb accuracy. If you really want to get the accuracy, it's a really short trigger pull, it's very crisp, very easy to get really good accuracy. But then really pulling it even double action, it's so smooth all the way through. I mean, it really actually allows you to get those really fast shots. In a self-defense situation, you're going to fire this double action, but it gives you the best of both worlds. But now when you're shooting .357 Magnum, you definitely have a lot of power behind that cartridge. And so a lot of times you'll have a lot of muzzle flip. So one of the things we didn't experience with the Kimber, it was more of a pushback. And so it kept that front sight right in line every time. And I'll tell you, you knew you were shooting .357 Magnum, but there was something very comforting about it. Shooting .38 Special still has a little punch to it. But then moving up to .357 Magnum, you've got a lot of power. And yet, it's more pushback in the hand than it is muzzle flip. Now, it does have these wood grips, and the wood grips are beautiful. They fit in your hand well, and it shoots well. But really, I like just a soft rubber grip a lot of times when firing these type pistols, because it gives you a little more cushioning. And they do make the rubber grips for these. So if you don't choose to go with these beautiful wood grips, there are other options available. This is the 4-inch barrel, but it also has different models with 4, 3, and 2-inch in the double single action. But they also offer just the double action only. The hammer is internal, and so, you know, this is really easy to pull out to use in a self-defense situation. You know, we just did a review on the DCR deluxe carry model, and they have a number of different choices, but this is just a beautiful firearm. I've been carrying this one for a while. In fact, for the first time, I've been carrying outside the waistband. And the way this thing is so thin, it rides really close. Now this gun is unloaded, there's nothing in here. But this is a beautiful firearm. And so the target gives you a little bit of a different kind of application to it. Whereas the 2-inch revolver is great for self-defense, great for concealed carry. The 4-inch model, which you can still carry this if you want to carry it concealed, but it does have more of a longer sight radius. It's going to give you a little better accuracy. And it's just going to be more fun at the range, give you a little more heft. Now, being an all-steel pistol, you're going to have some heft to it. 1 pound, 12.6 ounces. When it comes to the 2-inch model, 1 pound, 7.6 ounces. Now, Kimber also offers a number of accessories. And of course, this holster is a Kimber marked holster. It's just beautiful. It's actually a Galco, but it's marked Kimber. And you know, Galco makes really great holsters. But that's one thing, that they have a lot of support for their firearms, including these speed loaders. These are absolutely beautiful, and of course they're all aluminum. They run about 30 bucks a piece, but you can get the standard speed loaders that'll fit the Kimber revolvers as well. But to me, if you're going to spend the money on a Kimber, it's just nice to have this set. Now when it comes to price, the manufacturer suggested retail price is $1,046, which seems like a lot of money. But when you look at revolver prices across the board, they have definitely gone up considerably. And a lot of that has to do with the hand fitting that goes into revolvers. But when you take the Kimber and then the fine finishing, melting of the edges, the incredible trigger, I mean, just the beauty and the well-finished piece. You know, this is something that you can really treasure. Now, obviously there are other cheaper models out there that, you know, Smith & Wesson, Colt, even Ruger and Taurus. I mean, there's a number of companies that make revolvers. And so you have to decide what's in your budget. But if you really want to go to the top, the Kimber to me is just a beautiful, excellent firearm. The trigger pull alone is just one of those things that'll just make you just, feels good. And again, we want to thank Kimber for sending the K6s target model for this review. Yes, the price is higher, but you get what you pay for. Guys, if you depend on a firearm for self-defense, it's really important that you don't go it alone. I've been a member of the USCCA, or the United States Concealed Carry Association, for over 4 years, and it really gives you peace of mind. The USCCA was founded to help you understand laws and self-defense education. They offer industry-leading training, and to me, one of the most important features is they offer self-defense liability insurance. They have 100% risk-free, money-back, bulletproof guarantee. I'll have an affiliate link down below in the description. And guys, when it comes to a self-defense situation, with USCCA, you have a friend. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Kimber K6s 357 Magnum target revolver. Let's check the quality of this firearm. And then it has 6 in the magazine. And guys, it is a beautiful hand case. I keep saying beautiful. I keep saying beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We really appreciate Fiocchi for sponsoring the ammo. We got an ammo here.
Sounds like something you would call your grandma.
Grandma! Hey, ammo!
Ammo.
Mammo! The Kimber 357.